Revelio.
I think it's for the best that Kagawa takes flying seriously. Far too easy for first years to injure themselves in class. Not to say that's not amusing.
Revelio.
Perhaps mind what you're doing there?
Revelio. Revelio.
Fills our stone hearts with joy to be in the presence of such arrogance. In trouble, are we? Been up to no good? Thought as much. That young'un's now a teacher herself. It's a wonder she's not gobbled up by her own fanged geranium. Never forget what that Hufflepuff girl said in 1421. What lovely stone. Oh, that's class, that is.
Revelio.
If Hogwarts survives the reign of this headmaster, I think we should have a mooncalf in charge. 142 staircases, and this is where they put me. Oh, my exams. Not a one of them deserves more than a tea. Not sure he's in at the present moment, the headmaster. Would be sure to tell him how very much you despise him. In trouble, are we? Been up to no good? Thought as much.
Revelio. Leviosa! Revelio.
That poor first year trying to get into the Gryffindor common room. I swear the family was having them on. Poor thing had to wait till next day.
What about the room, Professor?
I was thinking the same thing, Deke. Perhaps you could help.
Oh, excuse, Deke.
Ah, there you are. I trust your first classes went well?
They did, Professor.
I heard as much from Professors Hecat and Ronan. Seems Professor Fig taught you quite a bit before you arrived. I'd wager there's a good deal more to your travels here than what you've told me, isn't there?
Nothing more, Professor.
I see. Like trying to get a sonnet from a streeler. Regardless, you must continue to build upon what you've learned. In that regard, I've asked your professors to help hasten your progress with some extra assignments.
I'm not sure I have time for extra assignments, Professor.
You shall find the time. You'd be astonished to know just how much you don't know. In fact, Professor Ronan will meet you outside momentarily to assign your first one. Now, regarding the trip to Hogsmeade I mentioned earlier, we've arranged to replace the supplies lost on your way here, including seeds, potion recipes, and spellcrafts.
Thank you, Professor.
And Mr. Ollivander will connect you with the perfect wand. You've managed your classes well with a borrowed wand, but you'll find the magic you cast with your own wand to be far superior.
There's an Ollivander's in Hogsmeade.
There is. Most people are familiar with the shop in Diagon Alley. We're fortunate to have someone like him nearby. Mr. Ollivander is a genuine craftsman and highly skilled wand maker. I would trust no one else to pair me with a wand.
Can you tell me more about the potion shop, Professor?
J. Pippin's Potions stocks a wide array of potions ingredients, although they rarely sell recipes. Professor Sharp asked that they have a couple of particular recipes on hand for you.
I've never heard of a spellcraft before, Professor. What is it?
A spellcraft is a recipe of sorts used when conjuring objects. I shall explain more about them when you begin working with transfiguration magic.
I'm eager to get to Hogsmeade.
Very well. I'd like you to make your first visit to the village with a classmate. Help you get your bearings. Perhaps Sebastian Sallow or Natsai Onai. I've noticed you spending time with them.
I'd like to go with Natty.
Excellent choice. Miss Onai is one of our most talented students. And she knows the area. She'll keep you well clear of any of Victor Rookwood's undesirables en route.
Rookwood?
A rather unsavory local. best to avoid him and his associates, including his right hand of sorts, Theophilus Harlow, if you can. Once you've finished Professor Ronan's assignment, your friend will meet you at the castle doors. No time to waste. The sooner you complete your work, the sooner you can enjoy a butterbeer at the Three Broomsticks.
Revelio. Revelio.
Black is without a doubt the worst headmaster in the history of Hogwarts. He's not behind me, is he?
Professor Weasley must be exhausted doing her job as well as the headmaster's. We're lucky to have her.
Ah, there you are.
You have a new spell to teach me, Professor?
Indeed I do, and an exceedingly useful one at that, the mending charm Reparo. Fixes things right up, makes a broken object good as new in the blink of an eye.
It seems as if that might come in handy.
More frequently than one would imagine. As Professor Weasley mentioned, I am not the only one who will be teaching you spells outside of class in an effort to catch you up with your peers. A number of your professors have agreed to do so as well, but first, each shall ask that you complete a few preliminary tasks to hone your magic. I have arranged some for today. See them through and then report back to me. We will have you casting Reparo in no time.
Why must I first complete tasks to learn Reparo?
No lesson or lecture can compare to first-hand experience, and these tasks should provide you with just that. Such experience is invaluable when mastering any new bit of magic.
I'll start on the task right away, Professor. This is the right area. I wonder where it's got it. A flying page must be around here somewhere. Brilliant!
I trust the preliminary tasks weren't too much trouble.
I completed the assignments, Professor.
Marvelous. You clearly know your way around basic charms. Let us give the old mending charm a try then, shall we? Remember to be deliberate in your enunciation and movements. I want to see some vigor. Now, wand at the ready.
Yes, sir.
Remember, your wand is a conduit of your magic. That's it! Very good. If you would like to practice mending something, have a go with that broken statue in the alcove by the water. It allegedly symbolized heartbreak. Perhaps a jilted lover thought it too accurate and lashed out.
Reparo.
Nicely done. Works like a charm, doesn't it?
My favourite room in the school is the library.
Did you see Claire's hair today? She tried a colour-changing charm on it, and it's essentially the colour of dragon dung.
Got called on to read out loud in History of Magic the other day. Stumbled over all the words. I think I even bored bins. That's saying something.
Accidentally levitated Professor Ronan's sandwich once. He was fine about it. Actually complimented me on my wand work.
Tried to summon the pepper at dinner last week and dropped a pudding into our prefect's lab. Not sure who felt it more, me or her.
Tried what I thought was a smoothing elixir for my hair. Oh, I think I was tricked. Smells like floggerworm mucus. Oh.
Hogwarts always has another mystery to discover. If I don't find a way to concentrate, I'll fail my owls for certain. I haven't been down to the boathouse since arriving in my first year. Perhaps I'll pay a visit.
Revelio.
Now
I can appreciate Hogsmeade all year round, but there's nothing like it after a fresh snowfall. Frankly, I'd rather limit my excursions to Hogsmeade these days. Too much distraction. I sent an anonymous hound to Duncan Hobhouse last year because he kept leaving his dirty clothes all over the dormitory. You should have seen the look on his face. Why would anyone bother sending secret love?
Ugh, what am I missing?
Hello. I don't believe we've met.
Oh, hello. I'm Lenora. Pardon me if I seem a little distracted at the moment. Everyone thinks I'm utterly balmy. Samantha thinks I'm potty. But it's this painting. I never noticed it before. If I know Hogwarts, and I do, an empty frame doesn't appear for no reason. There's something more to this.
Have you gained any insights about the painting since you've been studying it?
I did discover that casting Lumos has an effect of some kind. But I'm not sure what to do next.
Are there other empty paintings like this around the school?
Yes, a few. This entire place is somewhat of a riddle, to be honest. If I can work out the riddle of this one, I'll know what to do with all of them. As good a place as any to begin.
If I have the time, I may look. Could be intriguing.
I've been racking my brains long enough. I hope you'll have better luck than I have. Do come and find me if you stumble on something illuminating that solves the mystery.
Lumos. That spot must be a clue. I should look around in case it's nearby.
Our dawn approached. I do wish people would clean up my destroyed my homework.
This looks like the location from the painting. Let's get you back to your frame, little moth.
We had a ghoul in our attic. Groaned all the time. Quite the nuisance. Still, we never had spiders.
She put a bow truckle under my bed, and I know it was her. She's looking for trouble, that one. Looking for it.
I knew there was a connection. I should tell Lenora that I solved the puzzle of that empty frame.
I almost had a treasure once. From my grandmother.
Oh, what was it?
An enchanted hourglass. It would flow quicker if you were in a boring class, so the teacher would think it was later. You could be done a class in half the time. Would have been brilliant for potions.
And what happened with the hourglass? Why wasn't it yours in the end?
Ugh, my grandmother changed her mind. I probably shouldn't have mentioned about using it in potions.
Well, even if you had it, half the school would have been after it. You'd have had to have a griffin to guard it.
Oh, I thought about it. I looked into us getting one, but apparently they can eat your leg off, so it wasn't ideal.
No, I suppose not. Although, if we're talking about Sharp's class...
Lenora, I solved the mystery of that painting.
You did? How?
I'm afraid I can't tell you, Lenora.
Surely you jest.
You should have worked it out on your own.
You have nerve. Especially since I'm the one who told you about it in the first place. Imagine solving a riddle that I mentioned and then not telling me the answer. Practically competing with Imelda to see who's a more infuriating know-it-all.
Revelio.
It's impossible. The homework they give you, I think they do it on purpose.
Revelio.
Well, I had a friend who once went to a muggle doctor. It's the truth. She's one in the circus visiting a relative.
Or the ones who don't receive any owls. Poor things. Have you seen their little faces at the table?
I don't think it's anything special if your family works at the ministry. Makes them a boring lot if you ask me.
If anyone needs help with an essay or assignment, I don't mind lending a hand. I wrote 2 inches for bins yesterday while I was eating my lunch.
Anyone in the wizarding world could outdo the best a muggle has to offer any day.
Obviously, Hogwarts is the best wizarding school in the world. Everybody knows that. Of course we're going to be the best at magic.
Broomsticks are so out of date. I'd rather travel by Flu Network any day.
I think I'd have made an excellent seeker. I have a sharp eye. Can spot the shadow of a demiguise in the snow.
Oh, I don't like how flying messes up my hair.
My sister
Revelio.
had Quidditch practice all summer to prepare for this year. She was most upset when it was cancelled.
Imelda Reyes is always arranging broom trials. She's only trying to top her old records. Such a show-off.
I hope I'm wealthy enough one day to buy every broom model at Spintwitch's.
I'm far too afraid of heights to fly on a broom. What? It's nothing to be ashamed of. I don't see you racing about the towers.
When I'm in Hogsmeade, I dog death cap. Although Madame Green can be a little fiery sometimes, so you definitely want to stay on her good side. We're quite fortunate. There's nothing like it in all of Britain, you know. About the only place that doesn't come with the risk of encountering a muggle.
Augustus Hill just wants you to buy something, though. He's always talking his game. And then look at his face if you don't buy something. He's like a child with an empty pillowcase on Christmas morn.
My friends and I lose track of the time whenever we're at the Three Broomsticks. Nearly missed exams one year, we were so engrossed in our butterbeers.
I'd love to have a house in one of the nearby hamlets. Imagine being able to pop into Hogsmeade for a butterbeer whenever you wanted.
If I had to pick one shop, it'd be Gladrags. Mr. Hill is always very helpful, don't you find?
Well, I get
I've always said
how one
that
is
travel
expected to do the
broadens the
homework for
mind.
Bates class, since that would require staying awake for it.
I'd never have a harsh word to say about Hogwarts. I, for one, could stay here forever. Better than where I'm from.
I'm not going to lose any more sleep over my potions homework. Brewed myself a sleeping draft just to be sure.
I heard that Professor Binns died one night and showed up to class the next morning as if nothing had happened. I don't think he even knows he's a ghost.
I asked Ronan what he'd recommend for a billywig sting, and he laughed and said, try not to be seen. I don't find that funny at all.
Amit Takar is already studying for owls. No wonder he doesn't have any friends.
My brother did start at Hogwarts as a Gryffindor. Thought for certain he'd be a Slytherin.
Revelio.
Never a dull moment
Hello.
when I go
Looking
home
for me?
the holidays. Last year, my mother swore she heard a banshee. She couldn't sleep for fear that one of us was doomed.
My mother is so excited for me to come home for the holidays. She's written to me nearly every day. The family owl's exhausted.
It's tradition in my family to play a game of Quidditch on the moors during the holidays.
My little sisters will be so happy to see me over the holidays. They madly try to cast spells at me with their toy wands. Mildly annoying. Do you find it hard to get the right consistency in a confusing concoction? I can never get mine to thicken.
Oh, do shut up.
Is it possible to become an aura and not excel in potions? I think so, wouldn't you? It's all about demeanor, really, isn't it? Being an aura. Having a commanding stature. I think I shall be a force to be reckoned with.
Have you ever noticed in potions that the girl who sits in the corner almost always nearly melts her cauldron? I find it quite disconcerting, and Sharp doesn't even raise an eyebrow. Yet I drop one nettle too many and I get the stare of the basilisk.
I'd like to see your parents' faces when they see your marks at the end of term. Perhaps you should work on your polyjuice potion so you can pay them a visit as Sharp and lie yourself silly about how marvelous you are and how you exceeded expectations.
I wish we didn't have to use a dagger in potions. I'm not the least bit comfortable with it. Crush with the flat side of the dagger. It's most untoward if you ask me. The thing's lethal. I feel I'd be safer if I were being schooled by Rookwood.
I'd swear we'd be more uplifted in potions if it were taught by Dementors.
Revelio.
Natty, I hope I haven't kept you waiting long.
Not at all. Professor Weasley tells me that you need to go to Hogsmeade. You must be eager to have your own things again. And to see the village.
I've been looking forward to it.
Good. Shall we set off? I intend to give you a first-rate Hogsmeade experience. I was glad Professor Weasley asked me to accompany you.
Really?
Yes, I had planned to extend an invitation to you myself. I thought you might enjoy a butterbeer in the village. The timing of Professor Weasley's owl was perfect.
I adore spending sunny afternoons in the Viaduct courtyard. Wonderful place to practice Accio on other students' books.
Just when I think I've learnt how to get around the castle, a staircase moves and I'm lost again.
Oh, I've been turned around on the grand staircase one too many times. I simply avoid it now.
Got a peek at the prefect's bathroom last year. I'd missed class for a week to soak in that tub.
Do you think anyone has found every secret passage in Hogwarts? Wouldn't surprise me if new ones popped up occasionally.
I cannot tell you how nice it is to breathe fresh air after being cooped up in ancient rooms. Grave mistake to take it as an elective class, believe me.
I believe you.
Though I suppose you would not really call it elective when your mother was the one who elected that you take it. Hogsmeade is beautiful this time of year. Everyone will tell you to visit at Christmas. But that's one of the few times of year I would rather be indoors.
Not much for the cold, are you?
Oh, I do not mind the cold so much, but it has taken some getting used to. I did not grow up around snow. Oh, wait, over here. I often spot lacewing flies in this area.
Oh? What's so special about them?
They are interesting to look at, But if you stew them, you can also use them in potion making. Look, from the Forbidden Forest. Hippogriffs. I wonder if something startled them. I heard rumors that hippogriffs had been spotted nearby.
Do you think Poppy's already seen the hippogriffs?
Absolutely.
Likely already named them too.
France Hoof and Sugarfoot.
That's the Forbidden Forest on the left. It's off limits to students, as the name implies.
Why is it off limits?
The professors claim it is too dangerous. I think that calling it forbidden only makes it more alluring. Ah, there's Hogsmeade over the crest. Past that ruin. I would spend all of my time exploring if I could.
I confess, I was surprised when Professor Weasley mentioned that you knew the area, since you're relatively new here.
She said that? She knows more about me than I had thought. I will say, while I certainly learn a great deal in class, much can be gleaned outside of the castle walls.
Reparo.
I hated learning banishment. Never had such abysmal marks.
You think Gareth Weasley would be better at transfiguration, considering his aunt teaches the thing?
I'm dreading taking my transfiguration owl. Absolutely dreading it. I'd rather jinx myself than have to explain reasons for the exceptions to Gamp's law.
Professor Weasley's easily my favourite. Her wand work is exquisite.
Transfiguration requires such precision.
I once turned my pet rabbit into a candlestick. Mother was furious when she set the table and it hopped away.
My brother caused a lot of trouble in Professor Weasley's class when he was at school. He'd idly wave his wand whilst daydreaming and transfigure someone's book into a beetle.
A Beginner's Guide to Transfiguration was Miley's favourite textbook. I cannot seem to wrap my head around the subject.
I tried to transfigure my parchment into a blanket. Wanted a little nap. Would have been fine if I hadn't caught fire.
I wonder if he learned different things about astronomy and what to do. Although I can't see anyone being as passionate about it as Shah.
Madame Kagawa's getting a bit of an easy run of things, isn't she? What with Quidditch being cancelled.
Sharp was in a mood the other day. Not a single student got their sleeping draft right, and he vanished the contents of every cauldron in the room with one card.
How are you settling in? I remember the weeks that followed my arrival feeling quite strange. Everything was so new and unfamiliar.
I'm getting used to things. What about you? Do you finally feel settled?
I still miss my homeland, but it is beautiful here too. And getting out of the castle and exploring helped me to adjust quite a bit. Hogwarts has become something of a home now, I would say. Hopefully it will for you too.
When I'm in Hogsmeade, I always pay a visit to Dogweed and Deathcap. Although Madame Green can be a little fiery sometimes, so you definitely want to stay on her good side.
I always feel quite safe in Hogsmeade. It's your own fault if you come unstuck. That's what my mother would say. And certainly keep away from the hogs.
Mr. Moon! He is the Hogwarts caretaker. Looks a bit worse for wear. Hello, Mr. Moon. Have you met our new fifth year?
Pleasure. You might want to turn back, Miss Onai. Turn and run.
Is everything all right, sir?
Oh, it looked right at me. Eyes big as saucers.
What did Mr. Moon?
Jemmy, guys. Ugly and airy and terrifying. I shall be at the castle where it's safe. Good luck to both of you.
Poor Mr. Moon. A demiguise. I think he had too much fun in the village. I will say that I have never seen him in such a state. Nearly there. There is much to see outside of the castle walls, not just Hogsmeade. I am happy to explore whenever you'd like. Rumors being what they are about goblins and such, it might be nice to have a friend with you.
I'll keep that in mind, Natty. Thank you.
And here we are. It is hard to know where to start. The Three Broomsticks is the place for butterbeer. And you can get any sweet you can imagine at Honeydukes. I could not choose a favorite shop here. It changes with every visit. I can tell you that you are certain to find everything you need in Hogsmeade. Professor Weasley said that you need to get potion recipes, spellcrafts, some seeds, and...
a new wand.
Of course! You will enjoy Mr. Ollivander, and I am keen to see what you will do with a wand of your own. You should be able to collect everything you need and still have time to explore a little as well. Experience Hogsmeade at your own pace. We can meet up in the town circle when you are finished. Enjoy yourself. I will see you soon.
Revelio. Revelio.
What's more powerful than the dark arts? Even love, I reckon.
Very partial to Muggle publications, I know that much.
Muggle publications? At Thomas Brown's shop?
Yes, likely his experiences in Jamaica, from a Muggle town, apparently, southeast of Kingston.
Ah, yes, I recall now. Bakery, wasn't it? His family's trade?
Yes, that's what I'd heard. And then his family took over tomes and scrolls when they came to Hogsmeade.
Likely his parents hadn't much interest in cakes. I suppose books would be more stimulating to one's intellect.
Oh, I don't know.
What? What don't you know?
A fresh croissant with shrivel fig jam could likely hold its own against a copy of Aquatic Wonders of Yorkshire.
Are you saying that a common confectionery is more interesting than the learnings to be found in a book?
Yes.
You don't think knowing the ways of a dangerous water demon might outweigh the delight of a pastry?
No.
Ah, I see. How very interesting. I rather enjoyed reading Aquatic Wonders of Yorkshire. Marvellous illustrations.
Well, I rather enjoyed my fresh croissant with an unexpected centre of meringue.
Oh, well, you didn't say it had meringue.
Never trust a man who looks too smart. That's what my mother always said.
If only I could invent a new potion, something indispensable, I'd be set for life. Not to worry, I like baking.
The Minister for Magic didn't get where he is by sitting on his hands.
My first employment was at Honeydews. Stock girl I was. I did put on a bit of weight, though.
Oh, I'm working. Working on not working.
An inquiring mind.
Revelio. Pardon me, sir. I'm here for the spellcrafts Professor Weasley ordered.
Matilda's student. I thought I might be seeing you soon. I am the proprietor here, Thomas Brown. I take it you've had a conjuring lesson then?
I'm afraid I haven't yet, sir.
Ah, but you will soon enough. It is magic at its purest, creating something out of nothing. Of course, it is not without complexity, but that is where my spellcrafts come in. Stay the course, and you could soon impress even Professor Weasley.
That's certainly something to aspire to, Mr. Brown. I look forward to that day.
And I, too, seeing it. Spellcrafts are incredibly useful for conjuring unique items like custom pieces of furniture or decoration. But I shall let Professor Weasley do the teaching. For now, let's get the spellcrafts you need. A potting table and a potion station, yes?
I believe so, sir.
Good. Nothing like being able to grow your own ingredients and brew what you want when you want. Let's have a look. Let's look at what we have, shall we? If you're interested, feel free to take a look around at the rest of my inventory. Let's look at what we have, shall we?